watch this, or however you want to do it. I'll go to the main gate. Well, we'll start with maps because we just finished maps. So this is our new map screen. It's fully interactive with the touch, so you have pinch to zoom, just like your cell phone, just like the app. It's very seamless integrated, and all this data is actually built into the display. So this display was specifically made for snowmobiles. We took a lot of what we learned from ORV and transferred it over to the snow display, but we've added more memory. So now we're able to actually preload the displays right from the factory with all the base maps for North America, Canada, and Alaska. And it has all the trail data, all the gas stations, all the restaurants, all that data is just built right in the display. You don't need a cell phone, you can leave it right at home. So this display also mimics, what you see on your app, what you see on the website, the colors of the trails. It's all the same. So super easy to use between the three different products, and it's a game changer. It's kind of like having a smartphone. You wouldn't really think about leaving your house nowadays without a smartphone. This display brings over group ride. It's what we have in ORV, but now it brings the snow. So as Matt was talking about, you can use cellular group ride, or we also have the non-cell group ride capability. So you can create a group, and the 7S displays are a Trailtech Voyager Pro. Has a RF antenna that transmits your vehicle's position, speed, and direction to all the other vehicles in your group. So you don't need a cell phone to be in a group ride. You can see if people get stopped, or if they're moving, or where they're going. There's a follow the leader function, all kinds of stuff. So the current range is about a mile, reliably. It can be quite a bit more if you're on like a wide open lake or there's not a lot of trees, but it does daisy chain between vehicles. So say you had 20 vehicles in your group, the range could be up to about 20 miles. So it's pretty handy that way. And then if you're using a hybrid group ride, which has cell phone connected, it's actually an unlimited range. So you can see them here. You're in Dallas and they're up in Minnesota. You could see everyone right there. So in group ride, you can go in there and edit your name and your profile, add a phone number, change the color of your icon on the map, all kinds of stuff. There is quite a bit of instructions here, so it's all built in. So if someone that's new to use it, they can go in here, get the info. It tells you how to set up a cellular group ride, step-by-step instructions for Android and Apple. So you just go right through it on the screen. Bluetooth settings. This one's already signed into a ride command account. That's how you tether your device back and forth between a phone and your display. So we'll go back to the map screen here, and hopefully the new left-hand control is something else you did right alongside this project here. So we have 4 dedicated infotainment buttons on this new left-hand control. So you can zoom in and out just like you could on the Pit, but it's quite a bit faster. You can zoom out to the whole world in a couple seconds. It's pretty. You could never do that on the Pit. But let's see here. We'll zoom in. Try to find a gas station or something. So there's a little. See that little icon? If you're near a town, different zoom levels. Get it back here. Hopefully. Zoom in and try to find one. There we go. So there's some restaurants. We'll tap on the restaurant. There's the Pinecone Soup and Sandwich place, and here's all the hours, all their information, their phone number, and if you want to navigate to them or figure out how far away it is as the crow flies, you can push the green button there, and now that's going to give you, it would give you the miles away or however far away it is, and then that arrow actually adjusts live as you drive to kind of give you the general direction of where they are. And that arrow actually stays on the screen, on any screen. So if we go like to the gauge screen, you have that little arrow up in the left-hand side, so you can be on your gauge screen and see the direction you need to travel if you're not on the map screen. So go back to the map. In group ride, this is where all your group members will show up on the right-hand side of the screen. So we don't have anyone in this group, but you would have, if you had 5 people, it'd show 5 people and have all their names. You can click on them and follow the leader and all that kind of stuff. So Everything else is pretty similar to the ORV system, but we do, you know, it has hill shading, contour lines, so it's a huge benefit to a snow rider, you know, being able to see all that stuff. Let's see. On the left-hand control, you can cycle through quick, so this is all your different screens. I'll go to one of the gauge screens here. This is what we call the configurable gauge screens, so this is new for snow wheels and for Polaris right now, but basically you can go in here and choose the data that you want to show just by clicking the little gear icon on the bottom right. And there's 3 different layouts on this left-hand side here. So you have the 2 round gauges with 3 things below, or 4 round dial gauges, or a straight-up list view. So you can select up to 5 on this one. Right now it's 4. We'll add another. You can actually click the little 3 lines on the side and drag them wherever you want, just like your phone. And you can turn them off however many you want. Turn them back on. And you can create up to 4 different screen layouts. So on this screens tab up there, that's where you'd add or delete new screens. And those become what, you know, you cycle through here. So however many you have, you can cycle through quickly. So when you have your Bluetooth device connected like we do here, you get the ability to use a Bluetooth headset and listen to music or take a phone call and look at text messages, that sort of thing. So right now we can control the music. So you can play around with it right from the display, right from the hand control. Pretty neat. One thing I guess I missed on the map part of it, Matt had created a route, and if you want to get that on your display, you can just go to the import-export page, and then go to copy to from ride command. If it was on your USB drive, you could do it that way, but since this phone is Bluetooth tethered to the device, you can just do copy to and from ride command. We'll sync it really quick, and then ride number 13?
I think it was 18.
Okay. So we'll scroll down here, and planned ride 18's there, and then all you do is hit that little black arrow, and it's onto the display now by itself. So you could leave your phone at home if you wanted to, and now you have your planned ride right there. You would go to your rides and waypoints. We'll turn off waypoints. Then you go to ride 18, and then there's these little eyeballs here, and you can choose what you show and hide just by tapping those icons. We do have a pretty awesome feature since this is used in snow. Touchscreen might not always work, or if it's raining or there's a lot of snow and deep powder or something, you can actually disable the touchscreen. So if you do a long press on the touchscreen, now the touch is disabled with that little icon, and you can do whatever you want. But we built in these hand controls, so you can either use your hand control on the left-hand control, so it just went in the night mode by itself, so we have both modes just to see. Or you can use the hand controls on the display, and then you can use your 5-way hat here as your joystick and kind of navigate around. Then you have a center click for select. So I'm trying to use it and I can't shut it off, but the touchscreen works really well. We actually worked with our PG&A team to develop some new gloves that have better fingertips that work with the touchscreen. So you will be able to use touch with those gloves, or you can take your gloves off. I'll show you the control panel. This is pretty important on the vehicle. So it has all the apps on the vehicle. There you can click them and go really quick. The other control panel features, you can control your display mode, so it has an auto day-night mode, and it also has auto brightness. So there's an ambient light sensor on the display itself, and it actually changes the brightness based on that sensor, not just the clock, like the pit. Smart warmers, you can control right from the screen. This button here mimics the button on the left-hand control. To change the settings of the smart warmers, you just click on the temperature stuff there, and we'll set it to default because we've played with it enough. And it sets everything back to how it would come from the factory, so if you mess with it enough and you can't figure out where it was, you can reset the defaults. But then if you want to get a little bit warmer on your high setting, you just push the little arrow on the hand grip and turn it up, you know, as hot as you want, and give it a try. Your hand grips and your thumb warmer are separate. So if you like to have your thumb warmer a little cooler or a little hotter than your hand, you can go in there and adjust them separately. And then those are the settings that save to your smart warmers. Fuel type, that one's always been a tricky one to find in most of our gauges. So right now it's just in our control panel, and the fuel type setting is right there on the right. And when the engine's running, it allows you to change the fuel type. All settings, this is where you'd go to change languages, see the vehicle info, you got total miles, engine hours, next service date, VIN number. General, this is where you can play with your ride command account, Bluetooth devices, change your languages, your units of measure, update software, update maps, really easy to find. Time you can do from GPS. I can't remember where it was, but we do have half-hour time zones here. There is some of our customers that Newfoundland has half-hour time zones, so that's in here. You won't have to mess with that anymore and be off by a half hour. So that's pretty awesome. Let's see. Any questions, I guess? You know, when you have a headset connected, it shows up there on the left-hand side. That's our speaker. So the big thing though here, like I said, this is kind of like having a smartphone. You wouldn't really think about going away from home with a smartphone anymore. This display allows you to do so much new stuff that it's hard to, you know, ride without it these days. And the one thing to remember is that Polaris owns the hardware and the software development on this whole display. So we're going to continuously update software, you know, fix bugs, add new features, those sort of things, just like your iPhone or your Android device. So it should always get better. And we'll take all the feedback we can get to add new features, functions, those sorts of things. It's really exciting to have this, and can't wait for you guys to all give it a try. Any questions? There's a lot to learn there. I think we're going to have some how-to videos at some point, so those will be on YouTube or our service page, and we'll help as much as we can.